Hi and welcome to Whiskey Shared. It's day 11 of my mystery whiskey advent calendar. Hi, I'm Toby and you're watching Whiskey Shared. It's day 11 of my mystery whiskey advent or dramvent calendar, as I've now nicknamed it. If you haven't been watching any of these so far, this is one of 102 different whiskies, 24 of which I'll be sampling once a day in the lead up to Christmas. I've no idea what's in here. My wife poured it randomly and potentially it's one of 70 I own or one of 32 people have given me as samples. Onto the whiskey. Right, so I'll be nosing this, I'll be tasting this, I'll tell you if I like it, and I'll see if I can work out what it is. But before I do that, if you want to know what I'm drinking before I do, look in the description below. Otherwise, wait until the end and you'll find out when I reveal what this is. Onto the nose. Actually, for the nose, this is a really dark whiskey. I don't know what's influencing the colour, whether or not it's caramel, whether or not it's the barrel, it might even be something like sherry, but till I nose it, I won't find out. Let's nose it. Okay. Instantly I get rum. So I've got an idea of what it might be. There's a real rum note to this. Yeah, that rum note and this dark colour is almost an instant giveaway. It's very sugary sweet. It's quite creamy on the nose. I think I know what it is, but I've been caught out before, so I won't say anything for now. It almost tastes like, or smells like, an artificial sweetness. Should we find out what it tastes like? Okay. That isn't what I thought it was. Or I don't think it is what I think it was. I thought I was picking up rum. This might still be, but on the palate, it's quite different. It's quite malty, it's quite sweet, a little bit of bitterness, a little bit dry. My instant impression on the nose was a Canadian whiskey I've got called Pike Creek 10-year-old, which is finished in rum barrels, and that is really dark and really sweet. This might still be it, but on the palate I am getting something slightly different. I remember it being a bit more sickly sweet, and this is a bit drier and bitter than I remember. So I'm not entirely sure. Let's sip it again. The only other rum influenced whiskey I've got is the Balvenie 14 Caribbean cask. Actually, have I? Let me think. Yeah, I have got the Balvenie 14 Caribbean cask. Not sure if it's as dark as that. It's sometimes difficult to tell when you look at the dram in isolation compared to the bottle. But I don't remember it tasting like that. So my money's still on the Pike Creek if it's one of mine. I don't know. Sometimes it's difficult because I've got a number of whiskies. It's difficult to remember without looking through all the collection and sort of, you know, checking them off like a Guess Who game. I can't think of instantly what other whiskies I've got that have got this level of sweetness, but with a quite malty character. I'm going to go back on the nose. See, smelling it there, I am getting sherry now. Maybe it was just overly sweet to start with. Maybe it's not rum after all. It's really difficult because it is changing in the glass. I don't know. I'm torn with this one. It's nice whiskey. Its ABV isn't that high either. I'd say it's probably 43. Yeah, 43 I'd say. But it's definitely developing in the glass. So I'm wondering if it's an older whiskey and maybe one that isn't mine. And that's why, because for reference, obviously, I'm always going to go back to one of mine, but it might not be one of mine. That sort of malty character and those sort of dark sugars is now sort of turning into sherry on the nose. Yeah. I think Pike Creek will be my default answer, but I don't think I'm right. So, should we find out what it is? Okay, so it isn't one of mine. So I think I'm right, as it's the Glengoyne 21 and it's 43%. I got 43% right. I said it was potentially an older whiskey than 10 years old or 14 years old, being the Caribbean cask. It's obviously 21 years old. It's a Glengoyne. I've not had that. This was a sample given to me. And yeah, obviously that sort of malty character in the background with the sherry really did sort of confuse what I thought of, you know, what I thought I was picking up on the nose. So that's really interesting. It's definitely a Christmas dram. Shame I haven't got any more than this. You tried this before? If you have, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another dram launcher.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.